Hello everybody, my name is Thomas and welcome to this special vlog edition of my visit of the Harry Potter Studios tour. Now the reason why I'm doing this special video is because I simply had too much footage and I thought it'd be great to share it all with you. So I've looked at the footage and I'm going to present it to you in the way I've seen it when I went to the Warner Brothers Studios for the actual visit. And I'll try and explain everything in great detail, so if you do not want to see the visit as you're planning to see it yourself, please stop watching now. The vlogs will carry on tomorrow 6 PM French time. For those who do want to know, stick around, because there's going to be a lot of footage. So let's start. And so we started our visit with the Great Hall. This is probably one of the most important sets in Harry Potter history. The Great Hall, which was, as you can see on the footage, decorated with pumpkins, as is of course the Halloween special. All the pumpkins on the ceiling. We were told the Great Hall is called a hot set. This is because the lighting is perfect for photos and videos, and the reason why it is like that is because it was entirely created by the team. Throughout the tour there were mannequins of many characters that were wearing real costumes, and you could see in great detail what the actors were actually wearing. From there we moved on to props and costumes and makeup, and we could see all the wigs and all the tools used for makeup, and we could actually see time lapses of makeup artists doing those characters and bringing them to life. It would take ages. Now that's makeup. Props were like paintings on the wall. As you know, the paintings on the wall in Harry Potter move. Now these paintings actually exist for real and are animated later with computers. There was even a bit of the staircase that was created, the staircase that moves. There was a bit of it there. And the pendulum that we can see at the castle entrance also existed, and it was huge as well. Moving on, there was also a few small sets like the Gryffindor common room and dormitory, and in the centre of the room there was a big pile of props that Warner Brothers clearly couldn't sort out. So it looked a bit like the Room of Requirement, a bit like the place where we could find the Vanishing Cabinet in the film. It was just a big pile of props everywhere. But it was really cool to see because you could kind of recognise certain objects. Oh, I know where I saw that. It was kind of impressive because it was a huge room filled with props. Another set that was really impressive was Dumbledore's office. All the props were there, from the Pensieve to the Horcruxes, and even the place where he would keep all the memories turning around in vials. It was pretty impressive. Snape's potion room was very creepy, but very realistic. It was full of cauldrons and potions, and of course we also saw Hagrid's hut, which was decorated accordingly. Moving on to special effects. Now, a lot of green screens were used, as you might know, and there was this special section where we would see how they would use this green screen technology in Quidditch, for example. So people would sit on a broomstick and then the background would be animated, and that's how they created the illusion of a flying broomstick. There's this little section where little kids would queue up to say up to a broom for the broom to lift into their hand. It was pretty cute. In the props / special effects department, there were original creations like the Goblet of Fire. A man was there to show us how it operates and how it created the illusion of fire, but also smoke, and how it, as you probably know in the film, throws the paper out of the goblet for the name selection. That was the same technique there. It wasn't animated or anything. It's an actual mechanism that allows the paper to fly in the air. Now, even though green screen was used, the vehicles that the actors used were real. They existed. Like, for example, the Gringotts cart that was designed and made specifically for the film. Now, certain elements had to exist and couldn't be computer generated. Like, for example, the Gringotts vault. In the very first film we see the vault unlocking. That actually exists, and they had a working door that would actually unlock in front of you. It was very impressive. And the Weasley's car hit by the Whomping Willow, and that was animated with hydraulics. It's very funny. And the Chamber of Secrets door. Fun little fact, the Chamber of Secrets door is actually very fragile and wasn't used during the demonstration, so it just stayed shut because it's actually very fragile, and they only open it up and move it for special occasions because it's very, very fragile. Moving on through the magic of the Weasleys' house. As you can see, well, you can't see the little strings to make the objects move, but all of this, like the moving knife and the dishes, wasn't computer generated like you might see it in the film. It was actually physically there and moving all by itself, just like the suitcase that closes itself. Indeed, in the film it closes itself a bit faster, but you get the idea. The prop actually existed, the prop was real. Then we moved on to a different room for modelling and original set creations. As you can see, the Voldemort creepy scene at the table there where he kills someone and then gets Nagini to attack the body. Wasn't exactly very nice, but that scene, the snake was created there, the actual actress was hung up with cables. It's very impressive. There was also in the same room a big part of the Ministry of Magic set and a few videos explaining us how they made those sets and what materials they used for those sets. Then we moved over to a creepy section, the Forbidden Forest, where smoke, hippogriffs, lightning and thunder set the mood. And of course, giant spiders were falling from the ceiling. Yes, giant spiders falling from the ceiling, and very realistic as well. The attention to detail is absolutely incredible. Platform 9 3/4 was next, with the Hogwarts Express with smoke everywhere, and of course inside we could go inside the train carriages, and we were told that each carriage was set up to represent important scenes in the film. So as we'd move by through carriage to carriage, we would see the scenes in the film set chronologically, and it was actually, you could recognize a few things. It was from the movies. It was very, very nice to see. We then went outside and the night bus was there, and of course for Privet Drive. Now we could actually go inside Privet Drive and we could see the prop department set it up with all the letters that Hogwarts sent to Harry were suspended in mid-air, so it was a very nice touch there. And Diagon Alley was next. There were many, many shops, including Ollivander's and the Weasley shop as well. All were animated. It was very lively. And looking through the windows, we could see fun elements from the films, such as a Dolores Umbridge doll and Gilderoy Lockhart's many newspaper articles. Then, before moving on to the last room of the tour, there was a quick room about design that was filled with drawings of all sorts of objects from the film series and small models of those objects. So these were either computer generated or actual physical objects. But the most impressive model was in the final room, the Hogwarts Castle model, which was actually gigantic. And it really looks small on camera, but honestly it is a huge model. And the level of detail on that model was incredible, and it had to be, because the actual model was used for filming. All the scenes you see in Harry Potter were actually the outside scenes of the castle, like the car flying in, or Harry flying on a broomstick around the castle. All of that was filmed using that very model, and the camera sweeping by very, very slowly next to that model to be able to achieve that level of impressiveness and detail of the castle. And all the computers did were add the background to the castle. So the castle was physically there, and the backgrounds were added later via computers. And that was the last room of the Harry Potter Studios tour. Again, Very impressive. It was a 3-hour tour, something like that. So very impressive to see, and it brought back memories after seeing that, and I'm definitely going to see the films very differently now after seeing all of that. And I hope that this little video with all that footage has helped you understand a bit more about how they created such amazing films and how it became such a success, how the Harry Potter series became a massive success. So yes, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this special edition of the vlog. I certainly enjoyed making it. I took notes as well. I was looking through the footage, telling you all the most important things you should know about from that tour. So I hope you liked it. I certainly did. And yes, it was a great experience, and I hope you can go there too. Even though you've seen this video, you really should, because it's not the same on video as it is in real life. It's way more impressive. But yes, that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching this special edition of the vlog. As I said previously, the vlog should start up again tomorrow evening at 6 PM French time. So yes, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Moustache, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye. Moustache.